Welcome, YouTubers. It's the Flying Ross, and we are going to have a Kerbal Space Program. So, we are going to start a game, and we've actually already have a game from my YouTube channel. We already have some flights out here, and I'm just going to show you some real quick. My different works in progress. So, we got Cathane, which is Cathane, was it 6, I think 6.0 now? We got probes out there probing the moon. Also here, we'll show our little, I guess, the start of, excuse me, a moon base. Oh gosh, it's dark. Let's time warp. So, here is the lander from the American pack by Bobcat. Obviously, this one is Bobcat Industries, the home pack. And then, whoops. And then here are the vehicles from the American pack. We haven't taken them off yet because they don't have solar panels. So, I don't want them to run out of energy. So, yeah. Now, the next patch for Kerbal Space Program, right now we're in patch 0.20. Patch 2.21 is actually going to do a save game wipe. So there's no way to carry over your save game files. So I'm not going to be too elaborate on the things that we do here. But what we are going to do today is we are going to build the MIR space station, piece by piece. And then, yeah, that will be today's episode. So, we got that section there. Then, Proton's second session. So, we're going to use the Proton rocket, which comes in, comes in the Soviet pack. Come on. Come on. Yeah, fine. Be a butt. Proton third stage. There we go. Now obviously we need decouplers and everything like that. This is just so we don't have to go back and forth. So we really don't need the retro boosters. I've never needed them on the Proton series. So yeah. Go to structure now. Now Proton decoupler. Put this in there. Boom. Done. Okay, then we need the second stage. Second and third stage. Boom. Then we need the payload. Okay. And then finally the shroud. Now we're going to take all of this rocket here. I'm going to hit save sub, lifters. I'm going to call this the Proton. We'll save that. Okay. Now, subassembly doesn't like to save struts, so that's why we didn't save it with struts. But either way, we're gonna add some struts in here. Those struts didn't look like they did anything. There we go. Okay. Now we are going to. Where is it? Structure. Oh. Utility. There we go. There's the IS, but MIR core module. There we go. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna save this again. Save sub. Lifters. Proton. Oh, spell right. Save. Okay. Now we saved the lifter. Now we're going to go down and MIR DOS whatever. Now this has it pretty much set up as it comes in the historical pack. You just need to highlight this one solar panel, flip it over like that. Now you have to go down here and grab and then lift up. Okay. Boom, good to go. Now, so basically what the parts are going to be is this goes to the first part. The second part will come in this way. The third part will come in that way. Boom. So there'll be a part here, 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 and here. This docking node will be empty. So we have multiple launches to go. Now we will load our sub-assembly, get the Proton out. Boom. And we are going to add, though, MIR 2.0. Because, yeah, I hate wasting time. And, yes, I know how to set things up, but, you know what? For the sake of time and this series, so then we're going to call this MIR and with Proton. Okay. There we go. Save. Launch. Now this should, yes, clear the disaster that's on the launch pad. Okay, well, we're going to send this into 100. Should we do 100? Or should we do 200? You know what? Let's do 100. Okay. You know, nah. Let's do. Shoot. I really don't know what kind of orbit I want. 100 just seems so low. Let's do $150. $150 always sounds good. Okay. So we got auto stage, auto warp, edit path. At 10 clicks, it's gonna rotate. Okay. And then 3, 2, 1, launch. Oh no! This is a known bug with the Proton. So you just have to end flight, vehicle assembly building, and then just launch it again. It should work this time. Gauge autopilot. Oh, okay. Well, the easiest way to solve this, what it's doing is getting stuck in the grate on the bottom. So just go over to structure. Get some of these. Okay. Put it in the right stage. Okay, save it again. Okay, now we'll engage on pilot, and there we go. Now it should be good enough. Now we just really have to wait. Shouldn't be too long to get into this kind of orbit. But as we wait, we will talk about, I don't know if this will transfer. Okay. So we'll go, I don't know, is this still recording now? Oh yeah, it is. So we'll go over to here and we're going to go into google.com. We're going to type in MIR space station and we're going to get the Wikipedia, and then we're going to get the setup here. So if we, now is this recording over here? No. Target. Whatever. Basically what I just pulled up on Wikipedia is the MIR, and there's a infographic on the right hand side and shows where the modules go in relation to the axis. So yeah, it's a good thing to, you know, if you want to try to have it set up historically. Come on, there we go. Just didn't want to separate there, huh? And since we are Russian, we're going to load up the chatter, and we're going to select Russian, and then get rid of the POW and the STS. Sounds like a good, neat thing to me. So our AP is now passing through 33,000 or 33 kilometers. Apoapsis is doing about to go through 40. We're aiming for 150. Inclination. See, that's why I use the freaking McJab. Is I can launch, but man, I can almost never seem to keep it freaking on inclination at 90 and everything. It just does it well, and you don't really have to mess with it. I like that. And you probably were asking, like, why do you have all these grids? It's just the Cathane scan map. But I'll take it off for this video series. For now. So it's going to take another minute or so to get this out. Almost done this stage. Then we got this last booster stage to go. Don't want to decouple that. But just to make sure we don't run out of power as we launch these things, we'll put those lovely solar panels out. And depending on how much fuel we have left here, we might leave it at 150. We just got to 100 now. But this will kick out exponentially faster. So now we're just, the McJeb is just makes the, right there, maneuver node to see, it will be exactly circularized, hopefully. And then we can get to launch the second one. And what we're going to do is we're going to decouple this right here. And then we'll end that flight. Actually, maybe we'll do it the right way and we'll actually burn it into the atmosphere. Again, depending on how much delta V we have. Let's see, delta V. Oh, we barely have enough left. In this stage, at least. Yeah, if this maneuver is done, we're going to have like about 100. That's weird. But nonetheless. Oh, yeah, for my International Space Station, which is way out here. What do you call it? I used a different launcher. So we're going to decouple the node here. So we now have control of this. Now there's no McJeb on this, and also there's no thrusters, no RCS thrusters. So really, we just have to be careful here. Push ourselves away here. Oh, stop. Stop. Now your thrust can actually push away the MIR, so you don't want to, definitely don't want to do that. So we'll just burn this retrograde. Okay, boom. Now that's going to burn up. Go back to here. Now this is pretty much good to go. But what we'll do is we are going to line this up with the 90 and actually, you know what? Nah, stop. We're going to line this actually up retrograde because it's pointing at the sun. Not like the sun's going to always stay there, but got that there. Boom. So here it is, the MIR main station. Okay. So we'll do a quick save there. And since we're pretty short on time, you know, we haven't done much here. So go to the Space Center. Okay. Again, log into here. Now we're going to load up the second part, which is Cavent. That's the second piece historically that when it goes up. Okay, now Cavent does not come with its solar panels on for some reason. I don't know why he didn't actually. Bobcat makes great mods, but sometimes he fails to do some basic things. So it comes with two of them. I think this is the direction that they face. Let's see. I'm gonna go over to. Yeah. They face horizontal. Yep, facing the top of the aircraft. Okay. Okay, so that's the best we're gonna get on that. Okay, so we're gonna take this now. I'll get this up here. We are gonna freaking load sub lifters. And take the Proton again. Now, of course, this is huge compared to it. We are gonna throw control McJeb onto this part though, because this will be thrown out, and then there will be one McJeb on the main module. There will be multiple McJebs on it by the end, but it's okay. McJeb doesn't really fight with each other. But what we'll have to do to actually get this doesn't have any RCS thrusters, and this doesn't have any RCS thrusters. So we're going to take the MIR thrusters. Now you should only need a couple here. So, but make sure that they're the MIR thrusters don't have, they're only pointing in one direction. So you make sure you alternate them. Okay. Actually, we're going to move McJeb up to there just so you don't see it. Not that it really matters. But we'll try to keep it somewhat historical. So with Proton, we'll save that, launch, clear launch panel. Of course, we don't have the blocks on it, but whatever. Okay, ascent. Now what we're going to do is we're going to select this. So, nope. There we go. So launch Rendezvous. And this is what McJeb will do, is it will fast forward time, wait for this to come back around, so that our launch window, you'll see it slow down here. There it goes. It is about right before the continent, actually, so, and we'll be counting down in 3 seconds. Hopefully. Oh, of course, engage autopilot. And of course, that doesn't work. So we're going to end that flight real quick. Get back into the vehicle assembly. Get our structure out. And again with this, make sure that they are in the right stage. And actually, while we're in stages, yeah, that should be good. Again, save, launch. Okay, now again, ascent. Engage autopilots. And we'll again set this as our target. Launch Rendezvous. Now this should do it. And then we'll fast forward. Comes back around. Now you guys don't have to use McJeb. You could do this all yourself, but you can learn from McJeb as well. Excuse me as I drink my Dunkin' Donuts coffee, iced coffee, because it is hot in New Jersey today. Okay, we got liftoff. So the next piece after that, let's see here. Let's see. Now the entire thing is when MIR was launched. MIR again launched in many different phases. First was the main core module, then Covent 1, Covent 2. Now, where I'm going to place Covent 2 was not where Covent 2 was actually placed by the final setup and everything. Actually, where I'm placing it's the final setup. Okay, because Covent 2 got placed, and then the next one was Crystal. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. But again, they were moved in multiple different ways. Excuse me. You can look up on many different web pages, as well as basically the freaking Wikipedia. But when the pieces went up there, they actually moved them around, and the final piece was the, let's see, it was the Prorata. Yeah, I pronounced that wrong. PRIRODA, Earth Sensing Module. Okay. So, yep. Where are we? Oh, shoot. Yeah, you can actually, launch the rocket there. It's not that big of a deal. Now, we should have a lot more fuel to get up here, as this is a lighter module. Does this one even come with? Comes with some mono propellant. Only 220. Not much. But we're going to use all the good key things of this. The entire thing is, like, I don't feel... There's some people that feel like this is cheating. Using this autopilot McJeb. I don't believe it is cheating. Now, everyone can disagree with me, but, how you play video games is, your own business. Now, the reason why I don't believe it's cheating is because even back in the days of freaking Mercury and the days of freaking the Apollo missions, the actual maneuvers were not done by hand. I mean, you did not sit there and freaking, calculate exactly how much you need to burn by math, the astronaut that's actually sitting in the aircraft. Yeah, it kind of happened for Apollo 13, but not really. Most of these maneuvers were pre-calculated by computers, freaking with mission control, with multiple people doing the math, multiple people running figures, again, with actual computers. Now, the computers were not obviously very large. I mean, there was one freaking computer that, basically took up almost like half an, would be like a 747, and it had 500 megabytes of memory. It was freaking huge. That was 1950s. So... Nonetheless, computers have always been around, and autopilots. I mean, there was a guidance system on freaking Apollo missions. Freaking the MIR program was actually launched by remote control and actually docked remote controlled. There wasn't pilots on board to actually dock it. This is being controlled from Earth. So, yeah. If you could have done that, I'm not opposed by using McJeb, but you still have to kind of know what you're doing, somewhat. So right now we're coming in. This maneuver will end shortly, and we'll be at 45 kilometers away. So not too exact. So we're going to disengage, obviously, the descent autopath. Now we're going to engage. Oh, no, we're going to disengage that as well because we need to get closer. We're going to get to 50 meters away from our target. Engage. Actually, hold on. We're going to disengage that again, because we got to take that maneuver away and engage. Okay. Now basically what this is going to do is this is going to set up maneuver nodes here to alter the orbit. So right now it says status and matching planes. It's going to do a burn for 4.7 meters per second, which is a very short burn, to match the planes at the best location. Now this is not something that is 100% of the time. McJeb 2.0 is a great add-on, is a great tool to use, but especially with some orbits, it's going to have some hard times with matching them. Just the math that it's trying to do. Especially out here with my International Space Station, I had some, big issues. I mean, look at this right here. We just matched the planes, and it's going to do maneuver here to bring it out to this kind of orbit, and then we're going to circleize there. So this is wasting a lot of fuel compared to if you were to do this yourself. But yeah, so now we're going to come out here. Just checking my electricity there. Make sure I don't run out. I tend to run out. We'll extend these panels just to be safe. No, don't decouple. And we'll hit quick save right there, just for good measure. So now it gets to node. Now I'm not using RCS because we have we do not have a lot of monoprop on board. So that's why I'm putting it to 50 meters so we can get close, because I do tend to burn through crap very fast. So okay, now it's going to perform this maneuver, which is another 75.6 meters to circleize this orbit. And basically what it's doing is it's elongating our orbit so you can come back into the orbit and behind. Okay, that's not good. Oh, that's not good at all, because we just disconnected. Didn't we? Yeah, we did. Oh, that's why we have reload. Okay, we'll go back there. See, this stage is wrong. It fires at the same time. We want that. Okay, so set that as our target. Again, 50 meters. Engage autopilot. So, and then this is the rendezvous planner. You could actually just have this, and you could actually perform all the nodes yourself. You could say, align my planes for me, establish a new orbit, intercept with the Hahnemann transfer, match vehicles at velocities at closest approach, and now it will plan out those maneuvers for you, and then you would just have to actually do the maneuvers yourself. There's, again, lots of useful tools here. You don't have to use them all if you don't want to. Basically, that's going to do the same thing that we were doing before. It'll burn that. There we go. Now we should have plenty of Delta V for this now. Oh yeah, we got 1500 Delta V for this vehicle. You could almost burn straight at the guy and then come back, and then wouldn't recommend it, but so I was thinking about downloading the CSS space shuttle just so I could actually do the docking module with the space shuttle, but nah, we won't. So, yep, it looks like all these were launched with the Proton K, except for the docking module. This thing, if you look at pictures of it actually in space, it looks like almost like a rust bucket. It was like seriously, it looks like the most disconfigured thing ever. I mean, especially if you see like the International Space Station now. International Space Station seems very like linear, very organized and everything. Mir did not seem very organized at all. Uh, a much different kind of space station than we are probably used to seeing. And unfortunately, actually, it seems my sister, she's 19. She goes to college for engineering. So she's about 10 years younger than I am. She doesn't even know what the MIR was. She never even heard of the MIR. And that's actually kind of sad. Like the MIR was a big thing like when I was growing up, you know. And then I'm 29, I'm about to be 30. As you can see, we're burning through time right now. So this next node is going to get us in. As you can see, it's doing a Hahnemann transfer in back in now. We can slow down here. It's going to get us within 0.2 kilometers. And so this is really easy. I mean, maybe it's too easy for some people. But I like kind of launching this stuff. I like the building it. I like seeing it built. This isn't boring to me. Some people are like, oh, that's boring and everything. Well, you know what's aggravating to me is when I first started playing this game, freaking trying to figure out how to freaking dock. No one freaking... Ooh, oh, look at that. Our time acceleration just went down. Oh, that's why. We have to disengage now. Okay, wait, how to disengage is because now freaking... You saw the... Right there, if it's green... Green means, okay, come on. Okay, green with your time means that there's, that it's running good. If it's at yellow, that means that it's actually slowing down the game. And basically what was happening is McJeb was causing so much memory usage trying to figure out what to do. And all it has to do is just time elapse. And we're going to come in here. We're going to be 224 meters away. But we're going to, again, engage this. And this is where you have to watch. Because, again, the computer can't do everything sometimes. We got plenty of battery. Get down to about a minute. And then we're going to re-engage. Okay. So engage the autopilot. See, now it knows what to do again. Now it's like, oh, okay, well, I'm really close, you know. We're going to be there in 2 minutes. We're going to be 156 away. So it's going to do a 12-second burn. There we go. Look at that. Now it's bringing us into, you know, a meter. Like, we're basically going to hit this thing. Now, in another minute and 27 seconds, we're going to do a 90 meters per second burn. And that's going to equal out our velocity. As you can see, our target velocity is 87.9. It's going to go up because we are gaining speed, as you can see right there. So, now we're 8 seconds away. 90.1, 90.1. We're going to equal this out, and we're going to come very, very close to this. So close. Okay, we're going to hit control from here. Now this is going to try to equal it out even more. So we're just going to try to zoom in up on here. Set that as our target. And then we can get docking autopilot on here. Now we'll wait for this thing to disengage. All it's doing right now is it's waiting for this another 20 seconds, and we're going to again equal it out because it wants to get closer and closer, but in increments. And so it'll give us that 50. Here comes the burn. Look at that, 50 meters exactly. Okay. So boom, now we can control this. Now our autopilot's on for this. Now, look how fast though this burns to monopropellant. It's burning through fast, and that's why I wanted to get close. So, This is not a fuel economical way. Now, if you ever used Orta Autopilot, which I don't know if some of you have, Orta Autopilot actually kind of like orients your docking nodes, and will not let you rotate. McJeb lets you rotate. It does not orient your docking. See, we've already burned through freaking 75, and now it even passed, and now has come back. So. $24 meters away. 20 meters away. And what I mean an orient is like there. If you see on the MIR docking port this little knob here, well, it would orient that little knob with another little knob on the opposite chute, and most of the times your solar panels would then be exactly aligned. As you can see, this just tilted a little bit. Whoa! Not what I want. That's what I want. Okay, we'll rotate that. Oh, we're getting dangerously close. I've already burned through a lot. Getting closer though, 6 meters away. We could almost just punch it in at this point. But we won't. Just trying to keep this somewhat squared. Boom. There we go. We are now locked in. Now what we can do is we're going to rename this, because now this is now we're going to open the hatches here. Open that. Open up our Cavent solar panels, which are a little freaking off keel. A little. But nonetheless, not bad, not bad. Open that antenna. Now we're going to rename our vehicle to Space Station MIR. Actually, we'll say it's YouTube MIR. MIR. Okay. So there we go. Number 2 piece out. Now we're going to decouple this. Actually, we'll hit save real quick. You never know. So we'll decouple this. Okay. Now we need to get this away. There we go. We'll try to aim this retrograde. Oh, don't want to. No, don't go back into the space station. No, that would be terrible. Okay. Now that'll burn up back in re-entry. And here is our space station now. Here is MIR so far. So far, so good. Whoa. Oh, SAS is trying to take over on me. Stop that. Ah. Okay. Get this pointed. There we go. Now the next update is actually going to fix how RCS works, but with the MIR program, actually we have so much that you could rotate almost all day long. So okay, so we got that in. Now we go back to our space center. Okay, the next part is, let's see here. If it loads, come on. Bear with me, technical difficulties. It's really just a slow internet right now. Next part, Convent 2. Now, where's Convent 2 located? Convent 2, okay, that's where I thought. Okay. Yeah, I've built this multiple times, so this is not my first time out playing this MIR space station. But since now I have YouTube channel, I figured I put it on. Okay, now we got a Convent 2. Okay, obviously no. If you see, our docking port's here. So how we've been doing this is not going to work because we're not going to have that engine on anymore. But nonetheless, no worries. So we'll just lift this up here. Load our lifter. Now this saves so much time having sub-assembly. There's just absolutely no reason not to have it. It's such an easy mod, and really, I think if you could not have another mod in your entire game, but sub-assembly loader is, I would say, a absolute requirement. Now we're going to put some struts on here because we'll tend to wobble. Okay, load that. Boom. Get those there. Get that engine there so it's not. Okay. So, and this is with Proton. Save and launch. Yes, clear launch pad. Okay, now. So again, McJeb 2.0. Now we can see, we're going to select our YouTube MIR. Okay. We're going to also include onto warp. Launch Rendezvous. Engage. Now again, this will count down. 800 more seconds to go. 600. 400. 200. Oh, closing down. Oh, there we go. Now, let's see where the space station is now. Now, the last one, I don't know if the McJeb 2.0 does it, but McJeb was at 1.9 or whatever. Whatever. It would actually learn the launch patterns of the aircraft. It was like the launch angle. But I don't know if this one automatically learns it as well for each vehicle. Because we're basically using the same thing. Now, obviously the weight just changed, and you see that's almost perfect there. There's no wobbling right now. Perfectly stable. Good to go. Oh shoot, was there supposed to be solar panels on this one? I do forget. Oh, the Cavent 2 definitely has solar panels on it. Uh-oh. Does ours? Oh, yes it does. Okay, good. I don't know why it freezes on that one, but whatever. Good, we got our solar panels. Good to go. Do a little physics warp here. What's our orbit info now? Apple S is just passing through 42, so we got about 100 more to go. We're gonna put that at 100 though, because we don't need to get too close, and also we don't want to run into any solar panels. So that'll be the rendezvous planner. As I start filling up my screen here. As you can see, we're definitely using more fuel on Cavent 2 than we did on Cavent 1. But obviously this one is holding 900 monoprop and is just a lot bigger. Also 1,000 units of electricity charge, which is pretty ridiculous in itself. But I really do like Bobcat's mods. You know, it's a unit. Like, you don't have to go adding in, what do you call it, you don't have to go adding in batteries and this and that. Like, it's already there. It's inside the unit, just like it would be in real life. You wouldn't be adding crazy amount of batteries everywhere. I love Kerbal Space Program, but I mean, if they took a little bit more off of like how the parts look that when Bobcat does them, I think they would be a little bit. It would be a little bit more enjoyable. But that's just my opinion. The stock parts just don't do it for me. They're just too cumbersome and not smooth, and they don't look like it's a real spacecraft. So we got 149 meter per second burn coming up. So, and I think after this one, we're going to stop this and then come back for another episode so that the upload is not so large. That will be 3 modules that we put up, and then we'll have 3 more. I think that's a good halfway point. Also, we will send up the Soyuz TM and the Progress M, just to kind of show you how they are together, and you know, the resupply modules and recrewing. We're going to send that all up, and then also we're going to put up the docking module, the American docking module. I think though we might just deploy that. Should we cheat and just deploy that with the crystal? I don't know. I'll think about that one, because I still haven't downloaded the new KSS. Obviously, you have the Baran. Let's see here. Engage autopilot. You do have the Baran with the historical pack, but I don't know how I feel about the Baran. I'm gonna have to. I'll have to check it out again. I've been trying to build my International Space Station out here, and this is in a geosynchronous orbit right now. Right here. It's actually a little bit short of the geosynchronous orbit. Actually, that might just be its low point. Never mind. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so I'm trying to get out there, and I'm trying to put this, so I have like it half built, and I'm trying to put the trusses on, and the trusses docking modules just don't want to work. They don't want to face the right direction with autopilot. They don't want to click even when I don't have autopilot. So the only way I can really get the parts out there is with the freaking American pack freaking to get actually get the Atlas 5, I think it is, to get it out there, have enough thrust, because the Proton, it doesn't have enough thrust by itself. You can make it have more thrust if you add freaking boosters and stuff. But so I was trying to mess last night with some top secret freaking Baran mod, which is basically just slapping on more and more boosters. Didn't necessarily go very well. It was a late night of me trying to screw around with that. But nonetheless, and hey, we're actually coming up on meeting up with here in about a minute. We'll be 31 meters away. We're going to do our burn coming up. Once this flips around, we are, because we're zeroed out now. As you can see, we're going to flip around here. I'm actually going to disengage this. We're going to decouple that node. Switch back to this. Zero this out. There we go. Now this has its own engine on it. Control from here. Oh. No, going the wrong one. Disengage. Engage. Ha. Wrong way, dudes. Crazy now. As we float farther and farther away. It don't matter. This uses monoprop 4 fuel to use these engines. Hopefully we don't hit anything on the way in. That would be devastating. Okay, what do we need? We need docking autopilot. And yes, we know that... Just trying to fast forward here. Burn coming up. Relative speed 0. Okay. Now we can control from here. Then we're gonna zoom out here. And gosh, where does this need to go? Okay, docking ports. Ugh. Let's see if we can. There we go. There it is. Okay. That should be right. We're going to save it though, just in case. We are on the dark side, and this is where freaking autopilot does come in handy. So, the only problem is we don't know which way our solar panels are facing compared to the rest of the spaceship. We're going to try a little trick here. Retract our panels. so we don't damage anything. And this should come in by itself. You can still see the autopilot shooting along. There we are. We're coming in now. I think compared, yep, there's the main body. Those are the shooting out that way. So if that's shooting out there, these need to be turned that way. So because we don't want to hit that one, because that one goes vertical out. Okay. Our distance is closing in. $5 meters. Oh, there we go. We're in. Let's fast forward here so we can get to the light. See what it looks like. I gotta say, for a night docking, that was not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Now we can extend our panels. You can actually make these action groups, but the entire thing is once you put multiple pieces together, your action groups kind of just go away. Deploy the little antenna things. Now it is a little bit crooked. A little bit. But we could always come back and fix that. So, and that is historically where it is in relation to MIR and the axis. So be floating through here. And we'll hit a quick save here, just so you guys can get a view of it, how it's starting to pan out. So we have 3 more pieces to go, one on top, one on bottom, and then opposite here. And so we'll come back for the next episode of the MIR space station. And real quick, we'll go back to this piece. Do we? Oh, do we still have power? Yes, we do. Oh. Come on. Come on. No space junk. Good enough. No space junk. And then actually what we're going to do is switch to this target here, the ISS. And just so I can show you guys here what this looks like. Now this is the International Space Station. This is the, obviously this is, well not obviously, but this is the MIR core, which is what was used. This is another core, basically the ISS FGB. This is the Unity 1 node, and this one doesn't have a name. But yeah, so Unity 1 node comes down with this ISS PMA adapter. And it comes in, locks in here. These are the truss that I'm talking about, and here are the ISS truss docking ports, which don't seem to want to work. So maybe I'll figure that out. But yeah, so this is coming along, and once I figure out how to build this without any really interruptions, I will show you guys how to build it as well. But we will go back to the Space Center here and show you again the U2 MIR space station. In the next episode, we will be installing the Spectre, the Crystal, and the Perota I'm probably butchering those names, but oh well, shit happens. So what will be next? Next will be the crystal, uh, which will sit basically facing the bottom of the port. And next will be the Spectre, which was basically supposed to be the. It was also it had NASA space sponsored experiments, living quarters for the American astronauts, as well as it was supposed to generate most of the power, which it did. Uh, so yeah, it was rendered unusable following the collision of Progress M-34 in '97, which damaged the module, exposing it directly to the vacuum of space. So, as always, it's the Flying Ross, and since we're not playing with War Thunder, so I can't say check your six. So fly safe. I'll check you guys later.